Tonight it's my privilege once again to introduce a very favourite person of mine who happens just accidentally to be a first-class ragtime guitarist, a songwriter of the most beautiful songs, a man of a sartorial style which defies description, a tremendous gentleman, a tremendous character, an all-round entertainer. I tell you, I love this man. You, if you've not met him, you are going to love him too. Would you welcome, on a way from Middlesbrough, Eddie Walker.
Am I lost for words? I've had to get used to those sort of introductions over the years from Sheena. And she does a mean breakfast as well. Well, you can make of that what you want as well. Business how my baby treat me. Nobody's business but mine. Nobody's dirty business how my baby treat me. Nobody's business but my own. Nobody's dirty business, come on. Nobody's dirty business how my baby treat me. Nobody's business but mine. Oh, nobody's dirty business how my baby treat me. Nobody's business but my own. Said, hey baby, did you get that letter? Gonna take you back, treat you better. It's nobody's business but mine. Oh, nobody's dirty business how my baby treat me. Nobody's business but my own. And sometime when my baby get boozy and then again she try and rule me, it's nobody's business but mine. It ain't nobody's dirty business how my baby treat me. Nobody's business but my own. Nobody's dirty business. Nobody's dirty business how my baby treat me. Nobody's business but mine. Nobody's dirty business how my baby treat me. Nobody's business but my own. Nobody's business but mine. Ain't nobody's dirty business how my baby treat me. Nobody's business but my own. And then sometime when my baby get boozy and then again she try and rule me, it's nobody's business, nobody's but mine. Nobody's dirty business how my baby treat me. Nobody's business but my own. Nobody's dirty business how my baby treat me. Nobody's business but mine. Oh, nobody's dirty business how my baby treat me. nobody's business but my own. Nobody's dirty business how my baby treat me. Nobody's business but mine. It ain't nobody's dirty business how my baby treat me. Nobody's business but my own. It ain't nobody's business but my own. It ain't nobody's business but my own. Georgia, where I was born, sun blue that I could mourn. Left my home and my gal Sue, went to the state where the grass is blue. Well, left my girl in Atlanta with the tears all tumbling down. I was riding that old freight train already Kentucky bound. Made no difference where I went, blue as I could be. Just about then, well, headed south down to Nashville, Tennessee. Picked my way to Georgia, strumming the blues away. Got to Atlanta and saw my girl and brushed her tears away. Said picking the blues all day. Guitar, I went heading on down the way. I was picking the weary blues, bound out for the Grandier. Said picking the blues away. You know, woke up soon this morning, all the sky was cloudy and gray. Now I was sad and lonely, I keep picking the blues away. Said picking the blues all day. Made no difference where I went, blue as I could be. Just about then I headed south down to Nashville, Tennessee. Picking my way to Georgia, strumming the blues away. Got to Atlanta and saw my girl and brushed her tears away. Said picking the blues all day. Where I went, blue as I could be. Just about then I headed south down to Nashville, Tennessee. Picking my way to Georgia, strumming the blues away. Got to Atlanta and saw my girl and brushed her tears away. Said picking the blues all day. Thinking of Georgia where I was born, signed the blues that I could mourn. Left my home and my gal Sue, went to the state where the grass is blue. With the tears all tumbling down, I was riding that old freight train already Kentucky bound. Ain't no difference where I went, blue as I could be. Just about then I headed south to Nashville, Tennessee. Picking my way to Georgia, strumming the blues away. Got to Atlanta and saw my girl, and I brushed the tears away. Said picking the weary blues all day. Cheers, this one. Before I started doing this for a living, I used to be a cowboy, and very hard being a cowboy in Middlesbrough. Football team don't have any trouble like, but that's another story. But I have an acquaintance. I haven't seen him for a long time, but he figured quite strongly at one point at a folk club that I used to play at, which was mainly for performers of American music. And his name was Dennis, but he much preferred to be called Tex. Right? And he used to wear one of these tight-fitting denim suits and a big Stetson hat and high-heel leather boots that the cowboys wear with pointy toes. And he used to walk with bandy legs. I mean, he'd never seen it. He lived in Stockton. He'd never seen a horse in his life, you know. But he used to walk with bandy legs, and he lived the part of a cowboy. And I remember he'd come down the club one night, and this was standard format for him. He didn't used to have a purse or even a handbag. I mean, I know that's a bit of a... He used to have saddlebags over his shoulder all the time, like that. And when he would come down the club on a night, he'd bring a cowboy saddle with him, a real cowboy saddle, one of those big stiff saddles with stirrups on the whole thing, you know, and a lasso and a saddle gun. And he'd put it on the floor, and he'd sit astride of this saddle every night and slap his thighs and have a good time. But when the music was on, he doesn't drive like he has to take it on the bus. And it's a hell of a problem, you see. So if you're driving through Middlesbrough on a night and you see Dennis waiting by the bus stop, for God's sake, stop and give him a lift, because he's embarrassed, you know. And so anyway, this is a song dedicated to people like Dennis, and the majority of the audience here tonight seem to be quite young, actually. Always pays to patronise the audience, so they tell me. So maybe you won't remember, but when I was a kid, on a Wednesday afternoon, our house used to fill up with snotty-nosed little lads all come round to see the Cisco Kid, right? And the house was full, and we had one of those 9-inch tellies with a magnifying glass in front of it, and it was great, and everybody used to sit and so this is after a few years, of course, getting into songwriting. I decided to write this song. This is called All the Old Cowboys, and it's got a chorus to it which goes, all the old cowboys rode into the sunset. They won't be seen anymore. Gone is the kindly one, and gone is the fast gun and the sheriff who upheld the law. Those Saturday morning pictures as well. I mean, it was always the goody on the white horse and the guy on the black horse, and it was cut and dried, wasn't it? You could work it out. There was no trouble at all in sort of. And along came Lee Van Cleef and Clint Eastwood with these real meaningful westerns. I couldn't work them out. You know, they're all set down. It's amazing, isn't it? Yeah. They all walk around wearing great big hats, and wearing raggy blankets, and smoking black cigarettes, and with this wonderful music, you see, and sort of the man with no name, and all the rest of it. You know, and I couldn't relate to that as easy as what I could to the other stuff, you see. So this is the song. So the song actually was written, I suppose, about how the Western used to be, but then of course it started to change. The idea started to change. So now we're stuck with we have a kind of a Mexican sort of feeling about it these days. So I'll tell you what, I'll play the lead intro because it's quite interesting, because that's another part of the chorus. If you haven't heard it before, this is what we're going to sing together. It has no words to it, you just follow the... You'll find out what it's all about in a minute. Just hang on with it. Oh, I'm going to do that again. That's good even by my standard, you know. Anyway, if you've been watching the telly on I don't know whether you get it up here or not, but they've got the country music programme on from Wembley. The silk cut country music. They're great. Look out for the bloke behind, the lead guitar player, right? He's the boy. It doesn't matter about the bloke at the front or the woman at the front. They all sound the same. It's all hype. But they need good musicians to back them, you see. So they get these real great pedal steel players and fiddle players, and the guitarist, electric. It's always electric guitar. And he always has a little band with him. Bit of expression here. It's always there, you see. Okay? Now, no matter how these songs go, when they start off like this, are you remembering? Hey, the reason they pull funny faces is when you go like that, it hurts, you know. Oh. Okay? No matter how these songs start, they always carry on like this afterwards, don't they? Yes. This is another one of them, folks. horses were watered and fed. And then we'd head into town, fire off a few rounds. Maybe we'd chat up the bar girls instead. There never was a time we didn't all get on fine, though we'd have the occasional fight. We'd bust up a saloon, up went the balloon. In the jailhouse we'd all spend the night. Yeah, but all the old cowboys rode into the sunset. They won't be seen anymore. And gone is the kindly one, gone is the past gone, and the sheriff who upheld the law. La 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 la. Okay, we're nearly there. So now you've got the feeling now, okay? So we're riding across the taco fields, all right? Way off in the distance along the high Sierras, see the tortilla trees swaying in the breeze. Look out, there's a chili. My God, those chilies are fast. Okay, just to inject a little bit of feeling into it this time, we'll do the chorus, but we'll nod our head from side to side at the same time. Okay, here we go. La 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 la. Fought with Boyd and Crockett down San Antonio Way, escaped by the skin of our teeth. I was the only survivor on the Bighorn River on that fateful day when Custer got beat. We fought with Indians from Oregon through to Wyoming in the deserts down Mexico way. We had salt beef and biscuits, was done with black coffee on the fire at the end of the day. And I said, all the old cowboys that rode into the sunset, come on, they won't be seen anymore. And gone is he kindly born, and gone is he past gone. And the sheriff, who upheld the law. La 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 la. We rode a long way on one hot summer's day. We stopped to rest down by a stream. My partners and me, oh, we climbed a high tree. There we each told the others all of our dreams. It turned out this way on that hot summer's day. We'd all dreamed the same dream. After years on the run, we're gonna hang up our guns. We'd grown out of our saddles, it seemed. All the old cowboys, they rode into the sunset. They won't be seen anymore. Gone is the kindly one, gone is the fast gun. The sheriff who upheld the law. Come on. Said all the old cowboys rode into the sunset. They won't be seen anymore. Gone is the kindly one, gone is the fast gun. The sheriff who upheld the law. Last time. La 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 la. La 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 la. I said the sheriff who upheld the law. Oh, that's the end of that one, I think. Anyway. Drove in on a southern wind, fast lane driving all the way, stopping briefly just to fill the tank. Do you call this service on a motorway? And I paid top price for a Coke without ice, spent my last few quid on a meal. Washed my hands with scented soap, the smell hung on my clothes. Escape from this overpriced street. Drove in on the southern wind, fast lane driving all the way. Lights dazzle me through the dirty screen, the lane markings disappear in the spray. You know, driving is just another job to be done, taking chances, overtaking in the rain. It's all for the ones getting back tonight, getting home to see you again. All for the ones who've coming home, see you and the wind off the sea. A town without history, sometimes lost in the mist, sometimes feels no part of me. Romantics have written your hidden charms, they're inventing a story for you. Take to the stage before coming of age, and it's not easy acting untruths. So if anyone asks, why I'll always come back to a place of unfulfilled dreams. Tell them here are my friends, they help me to bend, help me up when I'm down on my knees. All for the ones who coming home, to you and the wind off the sea. Town without history, sometimes lost in the mist, sometimes feels no part of me. Drove in on a southern wind, fast lane driving all the way, stopping briefly just to fill the tank. You call this service on a motorway, and I paid top price for a Coke without ice, spent my last few quid on a meal. Washed my hands with scented soap, the smell hung on my clothes, escaped from this overpriced street. All for the ones who've coming home, to you and the wind off the sea. Town without history, sometimes lost in the mist, sometimes feels no part of me. Up for the ones who've coming home, to you and the wind off the sea. Town without history, sometimes lost in the mist, sometimes feels no part of me. Just let me tell you about a fella named Coombs, homeward down in Tennessee. Made his living stealing all the chickens and anything else he could see. That carbine man, he could run so fast. His feet never stayed on the road. When a freight train passed, it didn't matter how fast, he'd always get on board. He was a traveling man. Said Lord, he was a traveling man. He was the most travelingest man that ever was in that land. He traveled everywhere. He went on for miles around. And he didn't get caught, and he didn't get whooped till the police shot him down. Said he didn't get caught, and he didn't get whooped till the police shot him down. Police caught up with a traveling man. They had him up to hang one day. And the juryman, well, I asked that boy, you got anything to say? No, asked them jurymen to bow their heads, just bow their heads in prayer. And he crossed one leg, he winked one eye, and he went up through the air. He was a traveling man. Oh Lord, he was a traveling man. Was the most travelingest man that ever was in that land. He traveled everywhere. He went all the miles around. Didn't get caught and he did get whooped till the police shot him down. Said he didn't get caught, he didn't get whooped till the police shot him down. The police shot him with a rifle. Shot him right through the head. You know, the folks, they come from miles around just to see if that boy was dead. The telegram down south where his mama did live, she came up crying with tears. She went over and opened up the coffin lid, but the fool had disappeared. He was a traveling man. Lord, he was a traveling man. Was the most travelingest man that ever was in that land. He traveled everywhere. He went on for miles around. Didn't get caught, didn't get whooped till the police shot him down. But he didn't get caught and he did not get whooped till the police shot him down. Yeah, that boy, he was on a Titanic ship, sailing far out into the sea. He was the B-flat clarinetist in the band, playing nearer my God to thee. And when that boy, he leapt overboard, everybody said, hey man, you was a fool. About 2 minutes after that, he was shooting dice up in Ullapool. I said, he was a traveling man. Hey, Lord, he was a traveling man. Yeah, he was the most travelingest man that ever was in that land. He traveled everywhere. He went on for miles around. Didn't get caught, did not get whooped till the police shot him down. No, we didn't get caught and did get whooped till the police shot him down. You got it. That boy, he went down to the spring one day just to get himself a pail of water. And the distance that the little rascal had to go must have been about 2 miles and a quarter. He got there and he got the water and he started back. When he stumbled and he fell down. So he got up and he ran back to the house. He got himself another bucket, came back and caught the water before it touched the ground. Said he was a traveling man. Lord, he was a traveling man. He was the most travelingest man that ever was in that land. He traveled everywhere. He went on for miles around. And he did not get caught. And he didn't get whooped till the police shot him down. Then he didn't get caught. He didn't get whooped till the police shot him down. No, no. Oh, yeah. That was from the singing of a man called Roy Bookbinder, who learned it from an old black man called Pink Anderson, who used to live in Spartanburg in South Carolina. This is a tune from the Virginias. to called the Victory Rack. so fine. Freight train, going so fine. Please don't tell what train I'm on. They won't know where I've gone. When I die, please bury me deep, way down on Old Chestnut Street. Then I can hear that old number 9. She comes rolling by. Freight train, going so fast. Freight train, going so fast. Please don't tell what train I'm on. They won't know where I've gone. When I'm dead in my grave, no more good times there I crave. You just place a stone at my head and feet. You just tell 'em that I've gone to sleep. Oh, freight train, gone so fast. Freight train, gone so fast. Please don't tell what train I'm on, then they won't know where I've gone. I said, please don't tell what train I'm on, and they won't know where I've gone. a little break after this one. Song written by an American songwriter called Shel Silverstein. Now, friends, you never guess it, so I might as well confess it. I just met the sweetest woman in my long dismal life. And a friend of mine said, buddy, just in case your mind is muddy, don't you know that girl you're talking to is Pegleg Johnson's wife? That man is big and ugly, he's mean and he's grim. He's gonna kick your ass with his artificial limb. So next morning, bright and early, I ran off with Pegleg's girlie, and I even took his wooden leg, just to play it safe. But there weren't no time for laughter. Hey, he just came hopping after, and I keep on running faster, but he won't give up the chase. And I'm running round the mountain with his bride, and I've got his goddamn leg here by my side. And I'm a three-legged man with a two-legged woman, being chased around this country by a one-legged fool. He's a hopping and a flopping, and he shows no sign of stopping. And I'll tell you, boys, his life is hard and cruel. From the mountains and the valleys, across the dark Chicago alleys, from the Rocky Mountain waters to the hills of Caroline, in and out of Pennsylvania, up and down the Allegheny. Every time I turn around, he's just 1 foot behind. And I know he's getting tired and wet and sick, but in spite of all his problems, hell, he can't kick. And I'm a three-legged man with a two-legged woman, being chased around this country by a one-legged fool. He's a hopping and a flopping, and he shows no sign of stopping. And I'll tell you, boys, his life is hard and cruel. He must be ragged and filthy by now, and I've been feeling kinda guilty ever since that morning last week when I heard him pleading bad. He said, in spite of all your stealing, I don't bear you no ill feelings. I know Margie doesn't love me, but won't you give me back my leg? 'Cause although that leg you meant to steal was wooden, in the dark there by mistake you took the good one. And I'm a three-legged man with a two-legged woman, being chased around this country by a one-legged fool. He's hopping and a flopping, and he shows no sign of stopping. And I'll tell you, boys, this life, I'll tell you, boys, this life, and I'll tell you, boys, this life is hard and cruel.
Words fail me, which just shows you how good it was. Interval now, very fast one. I'll be back here in 15 minutes, and I'm starting without you if you're no back, because we've got an embarrassment of good floor singers. So. About Thorns. Tonight at St Andrews we have the incomparable, the superb, the stupendous Eddie Walker.
Oh, yes, well, I'll just tell the audience that I'm actually standing up, all right. A friend of mine stayed with John Sebastian over in Woodstock, where he stays. You like that, eh? Where he stays, eh? I know.
know, all the local colloquialisms anyway. And he has all these gold discs in the toilet. It's great, isn't it? A song called The Band Played On, which is what they did after they threw me out. Well, they didn't so much throw me out, they sort of just made it easy for me to leave, I think. And so I wrote them this little ditty. But then I was looking for, it's easy to write a verse and a chorus for a situation like that, but I wanted a little bit more of a song, so I went back to when I first started to play the guitar, and my friends and I used to spend most of our times weekends, especially on the northeast coast of England, sort of down on the beach in a remote spot, building bonfires, sitting around drinking copious amounts of cider. It's quite amazing how parents buy the kids cider to drink as a way of sort of saying, well, we'll let you have a little tipple, but we'll make sure it's nothing sort of really alcoholic. I mean, cider can blow your mind away stuff, can't it? It's absolutely amazing. So we used to sit around the bonfire telling each other lies, you know how it is, and put a tin of beans in there. I always thought we should have opened it. And it was good fun, wasn't it? It was really good. And we used to listen to Bob Dylan's records, of course, because he was the man. He was writing the music, the songs that we all wanted to sing, and playing acoustic guitar, and you know, it was where it was at, you know. I mean, not that we had a clue what he was on about, but I mean, it was really, you know, really good stuff. And we lapped it up. I was about 5 or 6 at the time. Life was sweet then, wasn't it? It was good. And then I finally learned how to play guitar, and I teamed up with a lad, and we spent a couple of weeks. I come from the southernmost end of the Tees-Tyne Delta, just across the river from the home of the music we've come to love and sometimes hate over the years. Of course, I refer to country and West Hartlepool music, you know. But I used to sort of resort around the Billingham bayous from time to time. There's a very, very swish nightclub called La Ronde, where me and my mate played support along John Baldry one night, and he was dreadful, and we were great. And they invited us back next week, and we did support to Tiny Tim. Slipped all through the tulips. You maybe don't remember him. It was the only song he knew. He sang it for an hour that night. I think remember. He was bad, and we were worse, you know. So we never got back. And Frankie doesn't play guitar anymore, or bass. He just he makes money instead. And so anyway, so I teamed up with these other two folks eventually, and we used to go off, and then after the gig we'd go and have a curry or something down the Indian or Chinese restaurant. So we're coming back from Bradford one night, and it must have been Ramadan because there was nowhere open. See, so I said, "Hey, no chippies, no Chinese, no Indians, nothing. What are we going to do? Home." So we're coming up the A1. There was this transport cafe. It materialised out of nowhere. It hadn't been there ever before, but this night it was there, winking its light on and off, beckoning us to go in and sample the fare. You see, so we pulled into the car park, and the first thing I noticed was an extract fan on the outside wall. It was pumping grease out, you know. It was running down the outside like a craft market candle. It was, you know, go on, you know, wall-to-wall flies. And it was dreadful. We went into this place, and she was behind the counter. She was picking her nose and scratching her bum, you know. She said, "Now then, lads, what do you want? What are you going to have?" Yeah, I said, "Egg and chips." "Yeah, egg and chips, great." It took me about 10 minutes, you know, yeah. I said, "There was a couple of beef burgers and a hot dog." While we're waiting. So she went over and got these 2 frozen beef burgers out there, deep freeze, and she took off the cellophane off the beef burgers and went, "Woo, pop, yeah, pop," under the... I said, "Well, what are you doing?" You know, she said, "I'm just defrosting them for you, son." Oh, good. You said, "I bet you better forget about the hot dog then." Oh, there was hell on. We got thrown out. And then they said I was a bad influence on the group. And they asked me to leave. Yeah, that's the way it goes, isn't it? But life was sweet. Yeah. So, here we go. I'm going to sing this one. This is called The Band Played On. And we'll dedicate the first verse to Bob Dylan, who really started it all off. I don't know where we were. I don't know where. I mean, I used to listen to Al McCogan a lot, and Guy. No, don't laugh. Al McCogan was great. And Guy Mitchell, yeah, and Bobby Darin, yeah. And so, but anyway, as soon as I got into folk music, it was all Bob Dylan. Oh, Dusty Springfield was all right. No, that's where I got my hairstyle from. Okay, band played on. It's got a chorus which goes, the band played on, they always do, they just change the words around. Another song, another time, and a slightly different sound. And doesn't it change, and doesn't it change? Doesn't it change with time? Doesn't the music change with time? Such a long time ago since I first played this tune. When I wrote songs, well, it turned out wrong. The moon had to rise, June. But we sang the words, though nobody heard. They were quiet nights beneath the stars. And after all this time, we still get on fine, though we look so far apart. You may laugh. I remember all those years ago, you would go around folk clubs and everybody was a Bob Dylan impersonator, you know? They didn't just in the songs, they used to actually impersonate. Oh, those days. But the band played on, like they always do. They just changed the words around. Another song and another time, a slightly different sound. Doesn't it change? Doesn't it change? Doesn't it change with time? Doesn't the music change with time? And it seems such a long time ago since I first played these chords. And you played lead and you made sweet music. You learned a few of the words. Then you went to greater things. You stood out in the crowd. Ain't it funny as time goes by, how the circle it comes round? But the band played on, all they always do, they just change the words around. Another song and another time, slightly different sound. Doesn't it change? Doesn't it change? Doesn't it change with time? Doesn't the music change with time? Long time ago since we first sang that song. If we part now, maybe it won't have been a day or so too long. You know the time was right and the music was fine. You sang in harmony. Oh, it's time to go, it's the final show. Say farewell to me. Band played on, or they always do. They just change the words around. Another song and another time, a slightly different sound. Doesn't it change? Doesn't it change?
Doesn't it change with time? Doesn't the music change with time? Doesn't it change? Doesn't it change? Doesn't it change with time? Doesn't the music change with time?
Thank you.
Grandfather was a sea captain, my father was a sailor too. They were spending their lives abroad on the water, watching some shoreline fading from view. And when the wind's in your hair and salt's in your stream, what else can fulfill an adventurous dream? Take to the ocean, see what it all means. There were sailors abroad on the sea. And as a child I listened to stories of the Indian Ocean and the South China Seas. It was sailed by my father and his father before him, from the Bay of Bengal to the Gulf of Tonkin. Their lives were adventures abroad on the water, to romantic named places that remained ever after, whose streets heard the shouts and the singing, the laughter of sailors ashore for the night. You can live your life close to the ocean, feet on the land, firm wet sand, but take to the water and feel for the motion, finding your feet when it's not easy to stand. Finding your feet when it's not easy to stand. For life is just like the oceans, they say, that are stretching before you, so vast and so deep. Secure you may stand with your feet on the land. You can wander out there, what trials you meet, but who can resist a fast-flowing tide, whose retiring advantage cannot be denied? Then let the ferryman take you on for the ride, like a sailor abroad on the sea. You can live your life close to the ocean, feet on the land, firm wet sand, but take to the water and feel for the motion, finding your feet when it's not easy to stand. Finding your feet when it's not easy to stand. me, I spent my life by the side of the ocean. I was watching those ships sailing from you. And when the wind's in your hair and your head's full of schemes, it's not easy living outside of a dream. Leave the shoreline, see what it all means. Be a kind of a sailor too. You can live your life close to the ocean, feet on the land, firm wet sand. Take to the water and feel for the motion, finding your feet when it's not easy to stand. Yes, you can live your life close to the ocean, feet on the land, firm wet sand. But you take to the water and feel for the motion, finding your feet when it's not easy to stand. You're finding your feet when it's not easy to stand. Finding your feet when it's not easy to stand. By the late great Jimmy Rogers. Who? Yeah, well, there's lots of music around today that probably wouldn't have been around if Jimmy Rogers hadn't taken his public by the scruff of the neck and with the help of record companies back in the early days of recording, giving the public what they wanted, I suppose. He wasn't so much a country music singer as an all-round entertainer, and certainly got through some material and different styles anyway. He recorded with Louis Armstrong and the Carter Family and Lady McIntyre's Hawaiian Band. He did a thing called the Jimmy Rogers Puzzle Record. I always liked this. It had 3 different running grooves around the outside, and depending on which one it picked up, the needle, as you put it on, it would play 1 of 3 different songs pressed on the same disc. Great, eh? It was hard luck if you got a bad press it and it got in the same groove every time he came out, but that's it. Here's a little song of his. For years and years I rambled, drunk my wine and gambled. Oh, then one day I thought I'd settle down. Oh, I met a perfect lady, said she'd be my baby. Oh, we built a cottage in the old hometown. You lay, that's your video game. But somehow I can't forget my good old rambling days. Them old freight trains keep calling me always. Oh, I may be rough, may be wild, may act tough and be county-fied, but I can't forget my good old rough and rowdy ways. Here we go. You lay, oh lay, lay. I think people should yodel at least once in their life, don't you? It's like drinking Barbican, isn't it? You've got to do it once before you don't do it again. Barbican, the drink that smells and tastes like fried mushrooms. Sometimes I'd beat a bounder who knew me when I was around him. He'd grab my hand, boy, and say, let's have a drink. Or we'd go down to the pool room, or we'd get into a game, and then soon, you know, the daylight comes before I've had a wink. Yodelay, lay, lay, at yodelay. But somehow I can't forget my good old rambling days. All them old freight trains keep calling me always. Oh, I may be rough, I may be wild, may act tough, but that's just my style. You know I can't forget my good old rough and rowdy way. You wouldn't get a job as brickies down the club in Marbella, Dennis, singing like that. Come on. That's some nice ragtime guitar array tonight. Nice to hear Powder Rag again. For all these years, it's one of the ones that Stefan Grossman pushed when he first came over here. It was recorded by a lady called Aurora Block. What a wonderful name. But of course, the leading ragtime guitarist in this country, and or maybe in the world, yeah, is John James. And yes, from Aberystwyth, but we don't hold that against him at all, do we? Oh, I see. So your son accepted a glass of lemonade off an England supporter. A Scottish supporter accepted it, and the nerve of it. But anyway, John. As long as it's water, yes. Yeah. Okay, so John did this arrangement many years ago. He tends to swing it a lot more than I do. I sort of listened to the original version by Winifred Atwell on the piano and thought it was a lot more flash to play it fast. Anyway, the faster you play it, the less notes you have to put in for effect, you see, so there you go. In fact, it's even flasher on the 12-string, but I haven't got to give it to you. But it's a great tune, recorded in 1915, which is a very difficult time signature, let me tell you, yes. And by a guy called George Botsford. And George probably wouldn't know, he's probably long dead, but anyway, George wouldn't know it was going to be used for years and years on the telly as the signature tune for Pop Black. And it's called the Black and White Rag, yeah? Actually, this is a military two-step. years and years. Oh, I've done that one. With friends around, and even pals you know are true. Still I'm lonely, I'm homesick, and I'm blue. Oh, there's no one who can cheer me when I'm all alone, longing for my Mississippi home. Way down in the Delta, on the Mississippi shore, in that muddy water, I long to be once more. When night shadows creep about and the whippoorwills call, all you can hear old Mammy's shout, come on in you all. Way out on that levee, strolling in the pale moonlight, all you can see them steamboats in the fields of snowy white. Oh, the feeling I can't lose, muddy waters in my shoes, when I get the Mississippi Delta blues. On that levee, strolling in the pale moonlight, all you can see them steamboats in the fields of snowy white. Oh, the feeling I can't lose, muddy waters in my shoes, when I get them Mississippi Delta blues. I said that Mississippi Delta. Oh, that Mississippi Delta blues. While he says built the first purpose-made disco in town many years ago, and we all went down there trying to get in. You couldn't get in unless you had a suit and a collar and tie on and a shirt and looked very, very smart, you know. So I wrote this song, and I'd just seen Loudon Wainwright III at the time, and I thought, oh, bloody hell, he's good. How would he have approached the situation, eh? What would he have done with the situation? How would he have written the song, you know? Hear the vans around the door of a downtown discotheque. Don't give me any lippers, I'll give it you in the neck. I don't like long hair, but I like you to wear a tie. I don't like Levi's, but you can't ask me why. Not unless you wanna die. 'Cause I'm a bouncer on the door of a downtown disco. Yeah, bouncer on the door of a downtown disco. I'm a bouncer on the door of a downtown discotheque. Been sent down for GBH, already done a 5-year stretch. But I like my job, though sometimes it's hard, you see. I don't get on with people and they don't get on with me. Gonna get me a job with the old SPG, 'cause I'm bouncing around the door of a downtown disco. Yeah, bounce around the door of a downtown disco. I'm a bouncer around the door of a downtown discotheque. Work from 9 to 3, 6 nights of the week. I enjoy my work, I enjoy all the girls and the blood. All the pretty girls and all the pretty dresses, most especially I enjoy the blood. Don't you think that I should? I'm a bouncer around the door of a downtown disco. Yeah, bounce around the door of a downtown disco.
It's that shoulder again, Bob.
I've got cramp behind stuck. I'm a bouncer on the door of a downtown discotheque. Though I've tried my hardest, I ain't killed no one yet. But I'm gonna try again tonight, I gotta satisfy this thirst. You know, legalized violence is making me fit to burst. And I gotta get them before they get me first. 'Cause I'm a bouncer on the door of a downtown disco. Yeah, bouncer on the door of a downtown disco. Yeah, bouncer on the door of a downtown disco. Well, the bar's shut. It's getting late in St. Andrews. And I want to go to the toilet. It's never like this when I was working out at the Marbella Club, Dennis. Hey, mama, whose money shoes are these? Hey, mama, whose money shoes are these? You got them sitting where mine ought to be. Goodbye, baby, yes, I'm going away. Say goodbye, baby, yes, I'm going away. And if I leave today, no, I'm going away to stay. Say, hey, pretty mama, whose muddy shoes are these? Pretty mama, whose muddy shoes are these? You got them sitting where mine ought to be. Worked all night, come home just before day. Worked all night, come home just before day. You're a low-down woman doing me any old way. Saying, hey, baby mama, whose muddy shoes are these? Saying, hey, mama, whose muddy shoes are these? You got them sitting where mine ought to be. Come on, baby, tell me what you gonna do. Come on, baby, tell me what you gonna do. Won't you tell me, baby, won't you tell me what you wanna do? Hey, baby mama, whose muddy shoes are these? Say, hey, mama, whose muddy shoes are these? You got them sitting where mine ought to be. baby, come on, baby, tell me what you gonna do. Say, come on, mama, tell me what you gonna do. Won't you tell Big Bill, tell him what you want him to do. You know what, don't I come on just before day. You know what, don't I come on just before day. You low down woman, do me any old way, give it a try. Hey, pretty mama, whose muddy shoes are these? Muddy shoes, baby. Say to him, mama, whose muddy shoes are these? Yeah, you got them sitting where mine ought to be. I can't hear you. Hey, mama, whose muddy shoes are these? Say to him, mama, whose muddy shoes are these? You got them sitting where mine ought to be. Wow, come on, come on. Say to him, mama, whose muddy shoes are these? Red shoes, red shoes, red. Say to him, mama, whose muddy shoes are these? You got them sitting where mine ought to be. You know you worked all night, come home just before day. You know you worked all night, come on just before day. You're a low-down woman, you've been doing me any old way. Say, hey, mama, whose muddy shoes are these? Say, hey, mama, whose muddy shoes are these? You know you got them sitting where mine ought to be. You know you got them sitting where mine ought to be. Say what you got them sitting where mine ought to be. Oh, yeah. Thanks very much. Many thanks. Thanks for coming tonight, and thanks for everybody else that's played. It's been a splendid evening, and I've enjoyed myself. Now, about these records and tapes that are on sale. They're ever so good. Sheena plays them all the time. Quite funny, actually. Most of my records are that badly pressed that you actually get rumblings on them like that at the same time they're going on. So you can have a real authentic night out with your record player, can't you? Delia's gone, one more round. Delia's gone. Delia's gone, one more round. Delia's gone. Okay. It's about a girl called Delia who goes one more round and then... Song from the Bahamas, okay. Tony shot his Delia, he shot her down on Christmas night. The first time that he shot her on, you know she's bowed her head and she died. And Delia's gone, one more round. Delia's gone. Delia's gone, one more round. Delia's gone. on send for the doctor, you know. That doctor, he came too late. Gonna send for the preacher, Lord. Wanna lay out Delia straight, 'cause Delia's gone. One more round, Delia's gone. Delia's gone. One more round, Delia's gone. We got a rubber-tired carriage, we got a double-seated hack. We gonna take Delia down to the graveyard, Lord, and she's not coming back, 'cause Delia's gone. One more round, Delia's gone. Delia's gone. One more round, Delia's gone. Been gone, you know, everyone done talk about how Delia, she's dead and she's gone, and Delia's gone. One more round, Delia's gone. Delia's gone. One more round, Delia's gone. When Tony shot his Delia, it was on a Christmas night. Yeah, first time that he shot a Lord. She bowed her head and she died, and Delia's gone. One more round, Delia's gone. Delia's gone. One more round, said Delia's gone. One more round, Delia's gone. One more round, Delia's gone. Have you seen the well-to-do up on Lenox Avenue, on famous thoroughfare with their noses in the air? High hats, colored collars, white spats and $15, spending every dime for a wonderful time. And if you're blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you go where Harlem sits, button on the rim, spangled gowns upon the bevy of eyebrows, from down the levee, all misfits, button on the rim. That's where each and every Lulu Belle goes, every Thursday evening with a swell pose, Roman elbow. Come with me and we'll attend their jubilee, and we'll see them spend their last few pence, button on the rim. Treats a sweetie too, eyebrow drink wants an oyster stew, though he knows quite well his dash means 6 days on wander past. High spots today they'll borrow, dry spots will come tomorrow, but nobody cares, for now they're all millionaires. Why don't you go where Harlem sits, button on the red, spangled gowns upon the bevy of high brows from down the levee, all misfits, button on the red. That's where each and every Lulu belle goes, every Thursday evening with his swell balls, rum and elbows. Come with me and we'll attend that jubilee, and we'll see them spend their last 2 bits, button on the reds, button on the reds, button on the reds, button on the reds.
Oh, come on. Give the man a break. Eddie, as always, you were magnificent and a little bit beyond that. You're turning me off, are you? First time you've ever done that, dear. Oh, this is terrible. That's terrible. He's going to have a hell of a time with his wife. He gets home tonight. He's going to murder him. Yeah, it's all lies, Judy. It's all lies. Thank you, Eddie, especially for a particularly good evening, for those who sang, for those who were gracious enough not to sing, for a handsome barman there, John, who did his best to keep you lot supplied with the beverages that you wish to be supplied with, and it's quite a hard job, actually. For those of you who are departing on your holidays, your vacations, or whatever it is, pick up some leaflets before you go, because there are an array of fine folk festivals. There's bound to be a folk club somewhere in your vicinity, wherever you are, so get out there and support it. Keep music live, keep the clubs going, keep the festivals buzzing, and keep writing to your local radio station, asking them why they don't have more folk-orientated programmes. And just before we go, I think we'll just get Eddie up for one more number, shall we? just when he's got himself dried off. Oh, I'm sorry, Eddie.
love that's lost, love whose time is ending. You know that time is a healer, count on time to chase dark shadows from your mind. There's nothing you can do about a broken heart. Wait for time to mend. There's nothing you can do about a sad, sad soul, but hope that time will heal it. There's nothing you can do about a hurt inside, but hope that time might steal it. But time is a healer, count on time to chase dark shadows from your mind. There's nothing you can do about a broken heart, but wait for time to mend it. Time is a healer, time is a friend, time a broken heart will mend. Though we hurt while we wait, that we cannot pretend. Time will prove kind in the end. There's nothing you can do about a broken heart. Wait for time to mend it. You won't want another one after that, will you?